So I was first invited to Hope Hill Church for the big inauguration. And at first I was hesitant because Al was going to be out of town that weekend and I really didn't want to go without him. But Colette sent me another reminder and said perhaps he didn't read my first invitation, and decided to go with the girls, our two daughters, Jaylene and Jelena. And they were really upset with me because I had them get all dressed up, not knowing what to expect. I got dressed up too. To our surprise, we got there and everyone was so laid back. Service was awesome. Every bit of it was amazing. And my concern leaving was, will my daughters want to come back? Are they going to still be upset? Or are they going to be thankful that it's all over? And to my surprise, the first thing that our oldest said to me was, so next week when we come back, can I wear jeans and flip-flops? So my immediate response was, jeans, yes. Flip-flops, absolutely not.
You know, when we were looking for a church, a place to go, where we had been out of the church for several years, we were used to just going to church, Catholic church, and going through the norm. When we started going to Hope Hill Church, it turned into so much more than just do the step-by-step routine that we normally did. And once we joined the church and got involved and got to see everything that the church was about, we had talked about getting baptized, you know, and we really never had discussed it previously, because I'd been saved. I came to know God. I think I told this one time to Pastor John that I've never felt this close. I've never been this close to God my entire life. You know, that's how great Hope Hill Church is and what it's done for me and my family.
I would describe my relationship with Christ kind of lukewarm convenience. As I grew closer in my relationship with Christ and really distinguishing right from wrong and just having my eyes fixated on Christ and having my eyes wide open, my ears open to really discern what I truly should be following. And that took some time. It's easy to say that I am saved, and sometimes it's a little harder to follow through. Well, I received a phone call, the worst phone call a mother could ever receive, and it was my daughter. She had just been in a tragic car accident, and she was being rushed to the hospital. She called me from the ambulance, and I left my work as soon as possible, and my husband, he had already left, and the first thing I thought to do was start praying, and I texted John, Pastor John, and TJ immediately, and just asked that they please lift my daughter in prayer because I didn't know how bad it was. And as soon as I got to the hospital, I was receiving text messages from Pastor John asking for updates and asking how she was doing, and I didn't quite know how she was doing, only that as soon as I got there, the doctor assured us that her injuries that she sustained weren't bad and she'd recover from them. However, he had a little bit more to tell us because as a normal routine, someone who sustains a head injury, they do CAT scans, and some abnormality had been found in her CAT scan. So they did an MRI and they found a brain tumor. I don't know, within minutes, John texted me again and said, how's she doing? Is everything okay? And my response was, it's far worse than I could have ever imagined. And now we really need prayer. By the time we made it back home, Pastor John and TJ had already made it to our house and just came there to be with us and pray with us and just hold our hands through this terrible news and the days to come, which were filled with lots of exams, a biopsy, and just a whirlwind of tests. And they were there at the hospital with us and waiting for the surgery to finish and just there praying. And
the ensuing surgery, biopsy that was done, Pastor John was there the entire time, and that just goes to show how important the people are to the church. And so we've seen this not only in our family, but other families as well, where other families have gone through tragedies, and the church is there every step of the way. And it's amazing to see what God's doing through Hope Hill Church.
Just the response that we've gotten from people that we barely know, that have come to just lift us in prayer and surround us with love and bring us meals, and it's just compelled us and served as a great example for us to want to do more and give more and be missional and serve in some of the ministries that we've served in and we're currently serving in. And that in and of itself has been an amazing blessing and a lesson for us.
We had discussed that maybe sometime joining a community group, and I was reluctant at first. We didn't know what it was about. All I knew was, when I come from work and I gotta go here and I've got to do this. Well, once we joined the community group and saw what it brought to us as a family, it's like we wanted it, you know. And so we became part of a group, and then that group got a little larger, so we split off. And then we talked about that we would eventually want to host our own group, because we saw what it did. We saw what it did to families, to us, and how close it brought us together, and how close to God it brought us. So eventually we were able to host our own group, and it's been awesome. It's like we want to have it. Like you have to have it. You go to work, and then every Tuesday when our group meets, it's like you're ready for the day to be over. You want to go and meet with your group and love on God and just love on each other and help each other. It's awesome.
It's what we look forward to.
Yes.
So we're eager to get home and get everything set up and just dive right in. And I can't begin to tell you how rewarding it is that it's happening here in our home. What an awesome blessing. And it just, people start walking in that door immediately, and I get to hug everybody, and I feel that reciprocation of love, and that's just awesome and special. And to be able to do that on Tuesdays and on Sundays too, that's pretty fierce. All I know is that I found myself with just an appetite for more, for a better understanding, and really diving deeper as I grew to know Christ. And the closer I got, the more I'd want to know, and the more involved I want. And now I want people to know and to see that in me, and see Christ through me, and serve as an example for others.
I've never been and felt this close to God, ever. It's just, what it does for me, it's just, I cannot describe it. It's loving, I need it, and I know that my walk with God is going to continue, and it only gets stronger.
I love the transformation that I've seen in the lives of my family members, my husband, and the changes that I've seen in my own personal life, and I just know that that's God's work, just working within us and working in the lives of my family. It's been an amazing journey. I've learned to live this amazing life through my growth with Christ and through Hope Hill Church.